Alright, so this is gonna be my next video, and as you can see from these signs, maybe, it's going to be entitled Ghost Town Savannah, because that's basically, well, I don't think you could actually see that in the camera. Well, that's basically what's going on right now. Savannah has been turned into this ghost town. Everyone has fled because of the horrible hurricane, what's it called? Hurricane, what's its face? Hurricane Irma, or whatever, right? Now, this Hurricane Irma, you know, they were beefing up for quite a while, for like over a week now, saying this is gonna be the worst hurricane ever. This is the strongest hurricane ever measured in the Atlantic, and all this kind of nonsense, right? Well, you know, it's a bunch of nonsense, like I said. And I don't really know how else to say it. But, you know, basically what's going on here is a lot of people are saying that the Doppler radar is not picking up the hurricane, but the quote-unquote satellites are picking up the hurricane. So what's the deal with that? Well, the deal with that is the satellites are fake. Satellites are fake, period, okay? Satellites are not real, but radar is real. So the real thing is the radar. Now, the radar is not picking up anything, and that's because there's really nothing there, alright? Now, don't get me wrong, there are apparently weather systems in the area, alright? There are apparently, you know, rainstorms and crap, you know, probably more rain than normal, more clouds than normal. Maybe the winds will be a bit higher than normal. But as far as like any sort of, you know, I think even the Walmart's closed. Yeah, probably. Oh well. There'll probably be a little bit more rain and more other stuff than normal, but for the most part, it's just going to be a thunderstorm, I really think. I don't think it's going to be any sort of great giant hurricane that's going to kill everyone. And if I'm wrong, Lord forgive me, but I get the feeling that, you know, that's not even going to be the case here. But yeah, take a look on these roads, take a look on these streets. There's basically no one in these streets, okay? I mean, they're virtually empty. And of course, you're going to see cars here or there. I mean, I think it's about 10:30, more or less, and you're gonna see cars here and there, but for the most part, you're seeing what I'm seeing. I got this camera tethered to my chair, and you're just kind of seeing what I'm seeing. It's Ghost Town Savannah, because most people have bugged out, and you know, personally, my thought on this is a little bit of a test, a little bit of a exercise, and you know, there's the hospital right there. But I think that it's a bit of an exercise to see exactly what will people believe. If you take an ordinary thunderstorm, right, and you call it the worst hurricane in history, right? And I mean, look at all this emptiness, all these stores boarded up and all this crap. You take an ordinary thunderstorm, you call it the worst storm in history, and there's really not as much hardcore evidence of it as it should be. How many people are going to just be hysterical and, flee somewhere just because, I don't know, the news or the government or the media told them to? Maybe it's a bit of a test. Let's see how many people... Man, there's a little bar right up here. It's still open. That's nice. Maybe it's a bit of a test to see exactly, what people will and will not believe. And, I just think what we're going to see is basically a thunderstorm. Maybe a thunderstorm that's a little bit worse than usual, but it's not even going to be that bad. I'm just kind of hoping you guys can somewhat see just all of the empty streets that are currently the normalcy right now in Savannah, because they have all these people so frightened and so scared. But I mean, based off of the path of the storm, a lot of people might try to go out of Savannah and try to go somewhere and go to a place where the thunderstorm's gonna hit even worse. But again, it's just a thunderstorm. It's not like an actual hurricane. Now, this isn't me saying that all hurricanes are fake or anything like that, but this particular hurricane probably is fake, in my opinion. Okay, this particular hurricane doesn't seem to be the real deal. Usually, the satellite image is going to be matching up with the Doppler radar, but in this particular case, the satellite imagery is not matching up with the Doppler radar. So that's probably telling me the satellite imagery is just a bunch of CGI hoaxes, just a bunch of people basically coloring, and the Doppler imagery is right. There are some thunderstorms, but nothing that's comparable to a hurricane. Okay, so I think there's going to be a bit of wind, a lot of rain, a bit of lightning, but I don't think we're going to get hit with the hurricane here in Savannah, and I'm going to document it. I think this storm is a complete hoax job for the most part, this hurricane. I think it's been greatly exaggerated, and I think one way or another, I'm going to see if this, great hurricane of 2017, well, not really, the great one was Harvey, but, this second great hurricane of 2017, allegedly, I'm going to see if it's real or fake, because I'm thinking it's fake. And you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna call its bluff. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna call this hurricane's bluff. I'm pretty sure this is fake news, and if it is, I hope you guys can kind of see the extent of the lies that go on in this world. And if not, well, I guess I got it wrong. So, here's some more empty streets for you guys. Just kind of showing you just how seriously so many people have taken this whole hurricane business. A lot of boarded up stores. Oh. It is lightly raining. So, you know, I'm gonna see with my own two eyes what is real and what is fake in this world. You know, I'm calling this hurricane out as being fake. I hope I'm right. So, we're gonna see. I get the feeling that, again, there is gonna be a bit of rain. It may be kind of bad, but I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near as bad as what they are saying. But just showing you how empty the streets are. And it's not as if I don't think there's been a mandatory quote-unquote evacuation, but man, a lot of cop cars. But a lot of people have evacuated. A lot of businesses have boarded their stuff up, you know. And you know, I've been on this hurricane is fake news for a couple days, maybe at least one. And you know, at least one, but maybe two. But I don't know. I always had this feeling like I'll wait and see. Like I wasn't thinking bug out. But I was kind of thinking, you know, wait and see with this hurricane for some reason. And maybe I was thinking wait and see because it was just my intuition telling me maybe it was fake or bullshit. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, these are some empty streets on Ghost Town, Savannah, right? At a certain point, probably do a U-turn and maybe start going home. I don't know. I don't want to run out of things to say here. Yeah, I'll make this next turn. And, you know, anticipating that I may not have, like, businesses to get shit for the next couple of days. You know, I do have some water. I do have some drinks. I do have, you know, a bit of food. You know, that can at least last probably until, I mean, basically it's Saturday night. Probably can last until, like, I don't know, Wednesday, maybe Thursday if I really wanted, if I really had to. Probably go a little hungry Thursday, I don't know. But, you know, just, you know what, honestly, if I ought to leave, I'm gassed up, so if I ought to leave, I think God would, I don't know, maybe give me some sort of bop on the head or a dream or whatever. All these, you know, empty stores I'm showing you. Give me a bop on the head or a dream or something to let me know, you know, get your dumb butt out of here. But I don't think I've been getting that. I haven't been getting any signs or signals that this is some end of the world hurricane and I need to get my butt out of here. Because, I mean, I'll give it this. I do think we're coming up on the end of this world and the end of America. And so, catastrophic things, I do think, are on the horizon and are not entirely bullcrap. You know, I do think these kind of things, some more empty stores for you guys. captain's lounge is still open. Good on them. But, I mean, that might be the owner closing it up for all I know. Man, I'd really want some Japanese food in the next couple weeks. That would be nice. But, you know, there's some more empty streets on Ghost Town, Savannah. You know, I don't think I've been getting any sort of vibes or signals that this is something I gotta worry about too much. I'm gonna ride it out here for the next maybe couple days, and I'm gonna really see what the deal is, because you know, I'm pretty young, but I think I've done a bit of due diligence when it comes to the nature of this world and really figuring things out. As far as I'm concerned, there are just so many lies about this world. It's ridiculous. You know, if you're listening to this and you're actually human, I think we human beings, we real humans, I think we live in a world where over 90% of the people are not actually human. Is this an open gas? No. It ain't an actual open gas. It's closed. Even the gas stations, the 24-hour gas stations are closed. I'm not, you know, I would like a gas can full of gas, but I have over 300 miles of gas right now, so I'm not too worried. But, I mean, how many hundreds of miles of gas would I actually need, even if this was the worst hurricane ever, you know? And would I have to get up to, like, freaking Virginia in order to escape? I mean, they're gonna have you think that. They're gonna have you think, oh, this monster hurricane is gonna destroy all the way up to North Carolina and Tennessee, but in reality, I don't really think that's what's gonna happen. And, you know, it drizzled my windshield for like a couple seconds, and then nothing. You know, yeah, I'm gonna just show you guys some more of these empty, boarded up stores. But these empty, boarded up stores are honestly, some people may look at this and go, well, this is the result of the hurricane. This is symbolic of the hurricane. And, you know, you can think that. But I also think there's some other things going on too. Well, if not, I'm just going to make some other things going on. I think, to me, these empty, boarded up stores and these empty streets represent the state of this nation and the state of this world right now. The state of this world is soulless, okay? Years ago, and decades ago, everything just seemed to be more lively, did it not? Everything just seemed to be like there was more life around. And now everything just seems so dead, doesn't it? It just seems like everything sucks now. Everything is just so dead. Things aren't like they were, 30, 20, 10, or even 5 years ago. Even 5 years ago, it just seemed like everything was just so much better, so much alive. And if you're a normal human being, you might be, looking at this and wondering, well, what's going on here? Why does everything just seem so dead in America or wherever it is you're at right now? Some more boards. Why does everything just seem so dead? And the reason why everything just seems so dead is because this is the nation of the dead. This is the world of the dead. Back in the day, there used to be more actual, real humans around. And now, there aren't as many humans. A lot of the humans have had their souls taken away from them. You see, the world isn't quite like what you think it is. You really only have so much time in this world to find Christ. You really only have so much time. And then after a set time, it's like your life is put on some sort of timer. And if you don't find Christ in this timer, essentially, it's like you get turned, you lose your soul. Well, you don't lose your soul. Your soul becomes more and more dark bit by bit. It becomes more and more dark bit by bit. And eventually, in a moment, you, as a human, you lose your soul, and you then become a soulless clone, which is going to operate as a vessel for a demon or a fallen angel. Okay, that's basically what's going on right now. You're gonna become a soulless clone. There are a lot of people who maybe once were human, but now they're nothing more than soulless clones that operate as vessels for demons and fallen angels. And so, you think, well, things were so much better years ago. Well, what's that talking about? Basically, years ago, like I said, they were more actual real humans. Okay? You have a bunch of humans in a party or in some sort of place, and it's gonna be popping. It's gonna be fly or whatever. It's gonna be there's gonna be positive energy there. It's gonna be a nice place to be at, right? But when you have a lot of these soulless clone things somewhere, it's not going to be popping. It's not going to be fly. There's going to be a lot of negative energy. And even when these things aren't necessarily even that evil, because some of them may not even really be like that, just in your face, fangs out, blah, that kind of evil, right? Some of them may not even be on that shit, but even still, they are soulless, alright? So, the anchor holds. I think it does, yeah. So, well, that was the anchor holds. That was what this church had on a billboard for a sermon or whatever. But, these soulless clones that are vessels for demons and fallen angels, these things, even when they're not really that evil, they don't have a soul. So if you get a bunch of them in one place, it's going to feel dead. There's a saying, this place is dead, or, this place, or if somewhere is really popping, they'll say this place is live or something. Well, when people call a place dead, and they'll call another place live, what are they talking about? Really, they are subconsciously or consciously talking about probably how many actual humans are in a place. Like, if you're not human and you're at a party that has a lot of humans, you know it's probably going to be more bumping, more fun than a party that is just filled with, like, soulless clones, right? And if you're a human, you may not know about these soulless clones, but you do know, I mean, you do kind of know that there's some people who just seem soulless. And if you have too many of these people in one place, you know, it's just going to seem dead. You do know that. So, you know, if you're a human, you might say about some place that has a lot of clones, man, this seems really dead. And you don't quite know what you're saying, but you kind of do, okay? You kind of do. So, yeah, man. I just think the empty streets and the boarded up stores is kind of like Savannah showing its true colors, essentially. And its true colors mostly is that it's a dead place. But that's not singling out Savannah specifically, because most of the country, indeed most of the world, is basically a very soulless kind of place right now, you know. And you got these cops, you know, driving around everywhere, you know, basically. And you know, what for, I don't know, but you know, I guess to protect people or whatever. But really, you don't need cops to protect you. All you really need is Christ. Because these cops, most of them are, you know, they're not real actual humans, okay? I might have to do a video on that. But most of these cops are, again, these soulless kind of clones that I've been talking about. That's what most of them are, okay? And now, that's not saying 100% all cops are soulless clones, but the majority of them, yeah, they are basically soulless clones. You know, that's how it is. But yeah, you know, here's a Jewish building, you know, a white Jewish building, you know, and you know, it's very interesting. A lot of places in the South, you know, you may not know, but they have a Jewish community that goes back quite a bit. And, you know, a lot of these Jewish people, they've been in the South. I mean, you don't really associate, like, white Jewish people with the South, but they have a surprising bit of presence. And a lot of the times, these people were descendants of slave owners. A lot of the slave owners were, you know, these white Jewish people. And that's basically because, you know, in Satan's world, Satan does everything the opposite of what God does. And, you know, God, his Jews are the real Jews. And you may have heard this, you may have not. The real Jews were black people, okay? Negroes. And, you know, so if this is Satan's world and the real Jews are Negroes and Satan does everything the reverse of God, well, what do you think Satan's Jews are going to be? They're going to be white. And so, you know, you have a lot of these black Negro people, you know, they, sent off to the four corners of the earth in slavery, like all the prophecies said. Yokes of iron on their neck, like the prophecies said. And all these kind of things. Oh, here's a Mexican bar restaurant, still open, even with the worst storm ever coming. Oh, that's nice. Kind of like this one particular shopping hub or whatever. It's kind of like, you know, gentrification in action, but in a micro kind of form. It's like a really small version of gentrification or something. You know, nice shops, but it is what it is. Well, anyway, like I was saying, you know, Satan does everything the reverse of God. And so, you know, if Satan's Jews are going to be white, then who do you think God's Jews are going to be? I mean, this whole, you know, anti-black stuff that's been pushed for centuries. Give these hipsters credit. They at least know the hurricane is fake. A bunch of rich-looking clones, you know, clone hipsters having a nice time. I don't really hate on them, though. I mean, yeah, it's a fake hurricane. They may as well be at a bar, eating some food, having a nice time. It is what it is. But, you know, again, you know, they have some old synagogues out here that I wouldn't mind going to one of these days. Some other stuff that I wouldn't mind going to. But for now, I'm going to my temporary casa, and I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna see what this hurricane do, and yeah, you know, whatever, man, bring it. Anything else? You know, no, nothing else. Ain't nothing gonna really come tonight. And this next day, we might get a little bit more rain than what we were expecting. But, yeah, I mean, if it starts getting a little windy, I think all I'll really do is park away from this big-ass tree that's right here. But other than that, you know, a bit more rain than I'm used to, probably a bit more wind than I'm used to, and that's probably going to be about it. I don't really think it's going to be that bad. Hopefully I don't lose power, I don't lose my internet that I love. You know, hopefully I have my gas and all that kind of stuff. My hot water and all that kind of stuff, because I'm still, you know, a pampered first world kid, you know, first world problems and all that. But yeah, man, I don't think this hurricane looking like it's gonna be a hoax. I don't think this is gonna be bad at all. And I mean, again, I'm in Savannah. It's like basically midnight, and this is what you hear. Hear that? Hear that? You know, crazy, insane hurricane that's just destroying everyone? Yeah, I don't hear it either. So, you know, that's my video. Ghost Town, Savannah. See you guys later. Lord willing. Peace.